Today I'm going to give you a tip on how to keep rust from attacking an important part of your grill. So here is your sort of standard kettle grill. Normally what you're going to do to keep this from getting rusted, or what most people do, is they put it under a covered patio or they put a cover on it. But the reality is this is a lot less likely to rust than what's on the inside. So let's take a look. So one of the things that a lot of people with barbecue grills, especially kettle grills, forget is that there's a whole other world, not under this grate, but underneath that charcoal grate at the bottom. Let's get down in there and have a closer look. So this is the charcoal grate. This is where your bare charcoal usually rests, or if you have some sort of container which holds the charcoal. This is what holds it up. Underneath here, though, you get a lot of things. You get ash. Normally what you do on a grill like this, you move these little vent wings. And that knocks the ash down. Most of it. Knocks it into the ash catcher. You take the ash catcher, dump it, good to go. But if you really want to prevent rust from attacking your kettle grill, any barbecue from the inside, you got to get down below this charcoal grill. So let's take it out. If you look at this, this is a congealed mass of ash and grease and other moisture. This will eventually just attract more and more moisture, and that's going to attack the interior of your grill. So what you need to do is, once you get that charcoal grate out of here, you've got to get up and scrape and brush this stuff off, get it down into the ash catcher. And you can see how much has come off there. You can do this with any sort of scraper and wire brush. I like to use this, I think it's like a paint scraper and stripper because it's narrow. You can really get down in here underneath things. But anything which will allow you to knock the grease and the congealed ash off of here will work. Another area you have to look at are these actual vent wings. Different grills have them in different configurations. You'll probably have something like this though on the bottom of your grill, especially if you have a kettle grill. But look at this, it's the same thing. It just congeals on there. So what you need to do, scrape it off. And then down in the center here, usually with this sort of configuration, you have this little hub where all the vent wings attach. You've got to get in there, scrape and brush this down. These are easy to replace if they do rust out, but why replace it if you can just maintain it? And this is like probably 1/8 to 1/4 inch, just in about 3 months since I last cleaned the inside of this down here. So you can see how much is built up there. Now you don't want to get too aggressive and actually dig into the metal, but you definitely want to clean it. One thing I would recommend against is using any sort of liquid in here like water and soapy water to clean this. You will just be introducing moisture, and you can do it with a brush and a scraper without any added liquid. Make sure we get in and get all these wings. There's going to be a lot of gunk just sitting here. Don't worry about that. You'll get it out, you'll knock it down into the ash catcher. The key is getting it knocked off the surface. You can see these big chunks right here. Look at that. The other thing that happens if you get a buildup along here is it prevents these vent wings from sealing correctly. It can also prevent them from actually moving. If you ever have difficulty in rotating these using the external handle, it's probably because you have a grease buildup in here. So you can see the amount of greasy ash that we've knocked down in here just from this one cleaning. And there's already been a bunch that's fallen through, but right now I'm going to use the vent wings to knock some of that down into the ash catcher. The rest, we're going to use the brush. There's always going to be a little bit left, but what you're doing is you're getting the majority off of these surfaces. The thing to remember here is we're not going for clean. It's never going to be clean down in there again. You're doing this to help prevent things which will accumulate moisture, which will create rust over time. You might even have a little bit of rust spots in here, but you know, that's minor right now. Everything else is looking really good. If you give this lower area of your grill a cleaning every 3 to 6 months, you're going to be fine. Now, I mentioned before that, you know, I don't use water or anything in here. I know a lot of people will just hose this out. If that's what you do, that's fine. Make sure that you start a fire in it after to get all that moisture out. I just prefer not to introduce any moisture into an area which I don't want it in to begin with. But whatever works for you, works for you. The key is getting this cleaned out so you don't have that accumulation of grease and ash and moisture sucking into that ash. Just put our charcoal grate back in there, our grill grate, our lid, we're ready to go. Once again, the key is just every once in a while getting down in there and cleaning out that area of your grill which you don't really want to get down into, that part under the charcoal grate. But you've got to do that if you want your grill to have a long life. I hope you enjoyed this tip in the video, and if you did, please give it a like. It sure does help. If you're interested in any of the items I used in this video, I'll put a link in the description down below. That way you can check them out yourself. If you're subscribed to my channel already, thank you. If you're not, consider subscribing. And if you do, make sure you hit that bell. That way you'll get notifications anytime I put out a new video. Thank you everybody for watching. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you again soon.